Hello dear class 7 students, welcome back. So today we'll continue with lesson 7, weather, climate and adaptations of animals to climate. So you can all turn to page 68 to 79, okay? So students, in our last class I have shown you this weather report, right? So students, who prepared today? Let's start with who prepared this weather report. So students, these weather reports are prepared by the meteorological department of government. Okay? Now what they do, they collect data. Okay? They collect data on the temperature, they collect the data on the rainfall, the amount of rainfall, and they collect data on the wind speed, and together they predict and they prepare this weather report. Now this meteorologist, okay, the meteorologists are the one who studies about the weather, okay, weather. So now you are clear, right? Who prepared this weather report? The meteorological department of the government, right? And the meteorologists are the one who studies about this weather. And what they do, they collect the data on the amount of rainfall, temperature, wind, the humidity, and they prepare and predict this report. Okay? So students, now, are you familiar with this? So this is a rain gauge. Okay, this is a rain gauge. Now, this is an instrument, okay, or this is a device or an instrument to measure the amount of rainfall. Clear? Now let me repeat, this is a rain gauge and it is a device or an instrument to measure the amount of rainfall. Clear? So students, here in this rain gauge, on the top we'll find a funnel. Okay, a funnel where the rain are collected. Okay, so basically this is a measuring cylinder. Okay, measuring cylinder. So if anyone asks you what is a rain gauge, then it is an instrument or it is a device to measure the amount of rainfall. Okay, okay, so students, now next here, this one here, it is a maximum and minimum thermometer. Okay, so with the help of this temperature is measured. Okay, so students, see, in the early morning it is usually cold, right? In the early morning when you wake up, it is usually cold, but in the daytime, let's say in the afternoon, it is sunny, right? So students, maximum temperature of the day is recorded during afternoon. Okay, maximum temperature. Okay, maximum temperature of the day is recorded in the afternoon, and the minimum temperature of the day is recorded in the morning. Okay, minimum. When I say minimum, that means less, and maximum means high. Okay, so measurement of the temperature is done with the help of maximum and minimum thermometer. This is how it looks like. Okay, now students, here you can have a look at these two devices. Okay, so students, are you familiar with these two devices? So students, over here, this one, this is a cyclometer. Okay, this is a cyclometer. Now this is a device to measure the humidity. Okay, humidity or humid means the amount of the moisture present in the air. Okay, so now here, this device looks interesting, right? So this is a device to measure the wind. Okay, and we call this one as anemometer. Okay, anemometer. So anemometer, it is a device to measure the wind speed. Okay, so you are now familiar with these two devices. We have a cyclometer and anemometer. Cyclometer for the measurement of the humidity, and then anemometer for the measurement of wind. Okay. Now, students, our next topic is climate. We have already learned about weather, right? We have learned that weather, it is the condition of atmosphere at a particular place. Now, what about climate? So, students, climate, it is the average weather condition. Okay, climate, it is the average weather condition at a particular place over a long period of time. Do you know how long? Around 25 years. Okay, around 25 years. It's called climate at a particular place, of a particular place. Okay, so students, over here we have in your textbook, you can refer this table in your textbook. Okay, so we have here in table 7.2. Okay, in table 7.2, you can refer to your textbook, table 7.2 and table 7.3. So this is an information about climate. Okay, information about climatic condition for two states. Okay, two states. So now here the first one is for Jammu Kashmir, and the place that they have mentioned is Srinagar. Okay, now the second one that they have mentioned is in Kerala state, and the place that they have mentioned here is for Thiruvananthapuram. Okay, so students, here let's compare these two climatic conditions. Okay, let's compare these two places. Okay, so here for Srinagar, we can see from the month from the month of January till the month of December, right? And here we can see the minimum temperature, maximum temperature, and the total rainfall, right? So students, in the month of January in Srinagar, that is in Jammu Kashmir, we see that the minimum temperature was recorded at minus 2.3 degrees Celsius. While in Kerala, in Thiruvananthapuram, we see that the minimum temperature in the month of January was at 22.2 degrees Celsius. Do you see the difference? Right, this is all in India. But we have two different places, Srinagar and Thiruvananthapuram. So we see that in January, the minimum temperature recorded at Srinagar was minus 2.3 degrees Celsius. But we can see that in January in Thiruvananthapuram, the minimum temperature was 22.2 degrees Celsius. Now, what about the maximum temperature? The maximum temperature here in Thiruvananthapuram was 31.5 degrees Celsius. 31.5 degrees Celsius, see? Whereas in Srinagar, it is 4.7 degrees Celsius. So students, do you see the difference in temperature? Right? What about the rainfall? The rainfall recorded in the month of January in Srinagar was 57 millimeter, right? Now, whereas in Thiruvananthapuram, it was recorded at 23 millimeter. So in the month of January, we see that the rainfall was more in Srinagar, right? But students, if we go down here in the month of May, June, July, do you see the amount of rainfall, the difference? In the May, we can see that the amount of rainfall which was recorded in Srinagar was 72 millimeter, right? Whereas when we look at Thiruvananthapuram, the amount of rainfall which was recorded in the month of May was 230, right? So we see that there are big difference between these two climatic conditions of two different places, right, students? So from here, average is taken. Okay, from here we can conclude. From here we can conclude that Thiruvananthapuram, they experiences hot and wet climate. Okay, hot and wet climate, because we see that the rainfall is also high, right? We see that the temperature is the maximum temperature we see is high, right? So students, we say that from here we say that the climatic condition of Thiruvananthapuram is hot and wet, whereas the climatic condition of Srinagar we say that it is moderately hot and wet. Okay, moderately hot and wet. Now students, here you can have a look at this table. Okay, you can have a look at this table. So students, just now we concluded that Jammu and Kashmir, the climatic condition is moderately hot and wet. Likewise, Kerala, it is hot and wet. Now, place like in the western part of India, okay, Rajasthan, let's say Rajasthan, the climatic condition is hot and dry. Now, why dry? Because the rainfall is minimum, right? Because of less rainfall, we'll say, right? Because of less rainfall or because of no rainfall, right? So hot and dry. Now, in the northeastern region, okay, in the northeastern region, it is wet, because we all know, right? We all know that we experience like many rainfall, right? So in the northeastern part of India, the climatic condition is wet because of the maximum rainfall which is experienced. So students, you can have a look at this table and you can note it down. So students, now I'm sure you are clear with the difference between the climate and difference between weather, right? Now we have also discussed about who prepared weather reports, right? And then we have discussed some instruments which we use for measuring rainfall, measuring the wind, measuring the humid and temperature, right? So students, next we are going to discuss about the polar region. Okay? So this is a region where the climatic condition is extreme. Okay? It's very extreme. Now this is important, so you can all note down. This is a region where the sun, okay? The sun does not set for 6 months. Okay? And for another 6 months, the sun does not rise. Okay? And students, here the temperature can be as low as minus 37 degrees Celsius. And in this type of region, students, we also have animals. Okay? So what type of animal? We have a polar bear, we have the penguins, and we have some fish, birds. Now students, how do these animals adjust themselves in this type of weather, where the temperature can be as low as minus 37 degrees Celsius? Students, so we'll discuss about that. Now students, this is a polar bear. Okay, polar bear. Now you can see that they have a thick fur, right? A white color fur. Now, here in a polar region, most of the region is covered with snow. Okay, most of the place is covered with snow. So students, here, this polar bear, this animal, they have a double layer white fur. Okay, now this has a lot of advantage. Okay, they have a double layer white fur like this. Now this has lots of advantage. Now students, with the help of this fur, they keep themselves warm. Okay, And with the help of this fur, it gives them advantage. It gives them advantage to attack, to catch their prey, okay, or to hide from their predator. Okay, so students, they are like animals. They have to eat and survive, right? So whenever they want to catch some animals, students, this white fur will give them advantage, because as this is a white fur and the snow is white, it will be hard to recognize them, right? So students, it gives them a lot of advantage. Not only it keeps them warm, but to catch their prey and to hide from their predator, it gives them advantage. Okay. Now students, they have this polar bear, okay? They also have a layer of fat. They also have a layer of fat inside, okay? Which helps them in many ways, which keeps them warm, okay? Which keeps them warm. Now, that is one reason why this polar bear, they walk very slow. Do you know they walk very, very slow? Because if they walk fast, what will happen? There will be an increase in heat, right? There will be an increase in heat because inside they are well insulated. Inside there is a layer of fat. Okay, fat. So if they walk fast, heat will increase and it will be harmful for their body. Okay? So that's why they walk very, very slow. Now, students, you can see their paws. Now, students, you can see from here, they have a wide paws, right? Now, this gives them advantage. Because of this, they can swim. Okay? They can swim. And because of this, they can walk in the snow like this. It gives them advantage to swim. They are a good swimmer, you can see from here. Okay? So since they have this wide, large paws, it gives them advantage to swim and to walk in the snow. Now, the other animal which are very famous in these polar regions are penguins. Okay, penguins. Now these penguins, you'll always see them in group. Now why they are always in group? Because, students, it will keep them warm. Now the white color part of their skin, their white color part of their skin or their fur, it helps them. Okay, it helps them to hide in the snow. Okay. Now students, they also have a thick skin. They also have a thick skin. Clear? Now students, see, they have a webbed feet. Okay, their feet looks like this. They have a webbed feet. Now because of this, they are a very good swimmer. Just like those the polar bear, even the penguins, they are a very good swimmer. Okay, and they have a thick skin. Okay, so now students, this, just like we have discussed about this polar bear and this penguin, now they have adapted to this climatic condition. They have adapted to this polar region. Okay, so students, the next we are going to discuss about these birds, that is Siberian crane. Now there are many birds, we'll find many birds in this polar region. Now what they do, birds, they have to keep themselves warm. Okay, they have to keep themselves warm. So just to protect themselves during the winter season, they migrate to another place. Now when the winter, this winter season is over, when the winter is over, they will come back. Okay, so I told you that not only polar bear and penguins, but we will find many other animals. We'll find fish, we'll find birds. So this Siberian crane, these are migratory birds, because when there is a winter, they will go to other place and they will come back after the winter is over. Now, do you know India is one country which is a very famous destination for all these migratory birds? Because now the famous bird here is again Siberian crane. Now in India, you will see that this migratory bird, they comes to India in two places that are very famous. That is in Sultanpur. This is in Sultanpur, okay? In Sultanpur, Haryana, and in Bharatpur in Rajasthan. So those migratory bird during the winter season, they come to India. Okay, they come to India and then they go back. Not only in Rajasthan and Haryana, but even in northeastern region or in Nagaland, migratory birds come. So once that winter season is over, they go back. Okay, they go back. So students, that is all for today. We will continue for the next part in our next class. Thank you, students.